Oh, good morning, good afternoon. Okay. Uh, just looking at a car magazine from, this is recent, I think, is it? It's a special issue, number 1, 621, spring special. Just looking at cars. New car winners by class, your class of the field, best electric, best city, best compact, family car, best super mini, best family car. But this Skoda Superb, I like the design of this. Oh, Skoda Superb. This is this class was extremely tight this year, but the third generation Skoda Superb narrowly beat 2019's winner, the Mazda 6. The Superb does everything that's needed of a family car. It has a large boot, plenty of interior storage, and good child-friendly features. There's also a huge amount of rear legroom, while the driver's seat position provides plenty of visibility. You reckon the Superb's running costs are very favourable and are impressed by its build quality. The infotainment system and smartphone connectivity also top-notch. On the road, you enjoy the Superb's smooth ride and praise its powerful and quiet engines. It's a big motor, that's an interest. I've always liked saloon cars for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's a saloon. It might have a. I think it is a saloon actually. It's a large boot. It's got a boot. That's what I like in a car. A boot. Very few cars now have a boot. They've got 5 Series. They call that executive car. But I don't know if they've got proper gearbox in BMs anymore. That's a good car. That's Superb. Volkswagen Up is the best monthly BIK bill. But that is as good as it gets in the city class. It's a good car. Dasher Buster. Budget vehicle. It's a Romanian car. That. Cars under 15k. Skoda Fabia. A sensible all-rounder. Skoda Superb. What else we got? I don't want to like the Skoda. What is this one with a stat? Skoda Octavia stat. This is current model. It's interesting car as well, that guys. This is interesting. You can sleep in that. That's interesting car actually. The only thing with the saloon, you can sleep in it, you put the seat down, but not in the same way as you can put like a mattress or like a camping arrangement with this. New version of a Skoda Octavia is out due shortly, but this outgoing model is still an absolute star and worth picking up if you're in the market for a new company car. The 2-litre TDI 150. I don't know about diesel. Should do this is petrol. 2-litre. Diesel, maybe they're so clean these days. They might make them clean. Who knows? Anyway, no, I can't have diesel. Well, you can put maybe vegetable oil, but I think it's got to be petrol if they do it. If you can match, what's this? Official economy of up to 50, it means you can rack up miles mileage. BIK bills of $129 per month for lower rate earners. There's so much on offer for such little outlay. If you can match the Skoda Octavia start for load space with a cavernous 610-litre boot rising to 1,740 litres with the rear bench folded down. There's masses of head and legroom, so it's a brilliant family car, while the chassis is composed and serves up a comfortable, refined ride. SEL trim is the pick of the range with larger alloys, LED headlights, front and rear parking sensors, the latest smartphone connectivity, climate control, and an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system with nav. There's a variable boot floor too. Variable boot floor wheels. Skoda's simply clever touches make the Octavia so easy to live with. To see a review of the petrol one of them. That's an interesting car, actually. Yes, they're doing a state in this Superb. Look at this thing. It's massive. This is interesting as well, though. No, this is new. 37 grand, this. This is Range Rover money, really. Skoda is on something of a hot streak right now, and the Superb 1V estate as a perfect example. The 1V denotes this is a plug-in hybrid with a 13 kilowatt battery that gives the car up to 35 miles of electric range. You could feasibly do most of your driving on electric power. And the low CO2 emissions make BIK rates incredibly affordable, and the Superb 1V IV i5 sorely tempting, plus performance hasn't been sacrificed to economy. The Superb has a terrific turn of speed. The i5 is only available with mid-spec SEL trim and above, so kit is generous, yet BIK bills for high-rate taxpayers are the same as on a family hatch. Interesting motor. Very interesting. 1.4 petrol engine. It's got 215 brake horsepower. Petrol electric. 1.4 litre 4-cylinder petrol electric. I don't know if it's turbo. Why do they do that? 0 to 62 top speed 7.8 seconds and 138 miles an hour. Interesting motor, that. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. Let's see. This is. This is interesting motor, that. Yeah. No, I still like the saloon. I like the saloon and I like that, but I can see the electric. The benefit of just plugging in 35 miles and just go to the. And if it runs out, you just go onto petrol. It's good. M Sport, look at it, it's hybrid. Plug-in hybrid, 40k. This is what I mean, though. This is the same money as this is a lot of money that for you're getting that BM. This is BM, you know. I think I'd rather have that than this is alright, but this plug-in hybrid version of BMW's 3 Series will give business users looking. What is this? It's a 4-door, is it? It's a saloon, I suppose. Tricky it is. Looking for a compact executive saloon on a budget, something to seriously consider. That's because its BIK payments are in line with those of the cheapest city cars. It achieves that thanks to a 12 kilowatt hour battery. That's good for 37 miles of electric range. Is that exactly the same as that one? 13 kilowatt is 35 miles. So the 12 kilowatt is 30, so it's a lighter car, obviously. If you've got access to a home charger, it's a no-brainer. The battery makes the 330e significantly heavier than the non-plug-in variants, but you'll barely notice this from behind the wheel thanks to the additional torque from the electric motor. Low resistance tyres mean there's a little less grip in corners, but you'll still be able to enjoy a fast, twisty road when the mood takes you thanks to the 3 Series innate agility. M Sport trim is the one to go for with its 18-inch alloys, improved suspension, and heated front seats. Trimmed in leather there's a 10.25-inch touchscreen sat-nav too, and BMW system is the best around. So much to choose from, isn't there? Look at this, 718 Cayman. Yeah, Porsche, not a massive amount more, really. Look at this motor. 0 to 62 top speed, 882 mile an hour top speed. Fucking hell. For some cars, no amount of hybrid trickery will improve the emissions to such a degree that company car buyers do a double take. So why not go for Brock? The Porsche 718 Cayman GTS 4-litre sits in the highest BIK category. Yet it's still something of a steal. Its 4-litre flat 6 is similar to the Cayman's GT4s, which costs over £11,000 more. The GTS isn't quite as serious as a machine as the GT4, with less grippy tyres, less downforce, and a less hardcore suspension setup. But that only serves to make the GTS's performance more accessible and a better road car than its track-focused sibling as a result. It's hugely rewarding to drive, then, but the interior is a lovely place to spend time as well. Now that this is the only non-sport Cayman to feature a naturally aspirated flat 6, a return to form for the model, it gives you most of what the larger pricey 911 does at a fraction of the cost. This is, I never understand Porsche. They got the, this is 64k, and like a 911 probably I probably want it less than this. This looks brilliant. This is like old school, and it's and I think the 911 is probably double this or something. 718 Cayman. Monthly BIK bill, high rate 767, low rate 384. I know what that means if you can get this for like less than £100 a week. It's posh. How many is it? Yeah. You see that, guys? Oh, it's great. Oh. Interesting motor. Screenshot that, guys. That is interesting. That's a tip for a fucking car that go up in value. Not initially, but eventually. Look after that, it goes up. It's like a Rolex or something like that. Shit, electric. 82 horsepower, huh? That's top speed. Underneath them is identical. So that's a little bit cheaper than that. 160 miles range. 3-pin cable costs £160. However, but you do get CCS rapid charging as standard. Type 2 charging cable. No infotainment offered with the space to click your smartphone. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is provided. Tesla Model IS, 80 grand for a Tesla. Ooh, that's a lot compared to a fucking Cayman. Mad. This does produce a lot of CO2, the Porsche, but if you're not driving it much, maybe you have to tax it somewhere with a. Oh, how do you do that? Porsche highest BIK category. Still something with steel. Fucking tax. Bastards with their fucking tax. Put all the tax on petrol, and then they put all the tax on the fucking car as well. We're already paying through the roof for petrol. Well, no, it's probably not enough for petrol. More on petrol and less on the... Getting everyone into diesel shit. Just have to pay it, I suppose. So it goes. E-tron. This is an Audi e-tron Sportback. This is like an Audi version of a Tesla or something. Quattro. Porsche 911. If you've got coupe SUVs, you're already in niche, so Audi's gone. E-tron Sportback. Oh, fully electric. Oh. 30 minutes to top up battery from 10 to 80%. Not bad. Oh, it's not bad actually. 30-minute top up time. E-tron. Look at the mirrors though, the fucking cameras. Get them, how much are those to replace? Fuck's sake. CO20. The e-tron Sportback isn't a car that anybody asks for. It doesn't have any direct competition. Having said that, as a relaxing, comfortable and premium electric SUV. SUV? It's a saloon, it's not an SUV. It hits all the right notes. Whether it's worth the near 4,000 premium over a regular e-tron SUV will be down to personal preference. That car looks. Oh, I see. They've turned the. Is it a kind of hench thing, isn't it? Sportback. Coupe SUVs were in it. E-tron Sportback. First fully electric coupe SUV, but it's not an SUV, surely. First thing that strikes is just how calm and quiet the e-tron Sportback is at sped. Oh, let's see something. Oh, yeah. Quite a good clear up actually. If you can see this, guys, I'm broadcasting now in a different direction. Fasten that way. I can sit all the way back here with my back here on this window. It's good, so I can open my window without moving if it opens. Anyway, I can do that. So I've done a good clear up actually. I finally cleared some stuff up. I can open my window. Still, it's getting bracken a bit, these plastic windows. Right, This is a better. I got better light here. I like this position. I can look at the door there. And I've done another thing. I think you'll see that I put a lock on the door there, guys. It didn't take me long. It's the time to take to find to get the right screwdriver and where the screws are, and now I've got a plastered that. So if ever I need to do a little screw something in, I can do that. So there's a lock on that. I'm not exactly sure why. I've got a reason actually why I did that, but you see this, guys. It's just very simple. Open, shut, and so if you feel like a bit of, or if say you got like whatever, it's just nice to have a lock. It's like if you're having a flat share and you need a moment on your own or something, bang, shut the door and no fucker will come in, It's a good idea. I remember I was a landlord for a year actually, which we rented our house up. We needed some money probably. Didn't really work out very well, but I remember I had to do that. That was one of the first things they asked for was, like, when we were doing family house, we didn't have lock on bathroom door. There was lock on the toilet door, I think, but there was not lock on the bathroom door. But they want, because it was like boys and girls, they're all separate. They wanted lock on the, she phoned me and put a lock on the bathroom door, which I did. I think I remember. And then sometimes they found me in the middle of the night, so the burglar alarm went off, and I had to go. And who's this girl? She's wearing a skirt here. She can't be that bad. Anyway, yeah. So it's all good. Gonna mark a drink now, and then probably I need some food actually. Got much food. I need some bread left actually. Did some washing up today. Just done some little sort of just lazy kind of semi-lazy things on a Sunday. Just trying to have a chill day. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important to just on a Sunday, especially to not. Unless you've got something like see these people. Unless you've got something particular on. Sunday's a nice day for like just taking a day to yourself, honestly, or your family, friends, especially yourself as well, You got to be selfish, actually, in life sometimes to help others. Chat with my mate about this. When you work in the uniform business, what do they call it? Emergency services, whatever. You can have a job. Some of your like nurses and that, whatever, they have work. They work. This is work time. Can be. Remember, my shift's hospital. I think they were about 2:30 to 10 or something. So this would be like in the middle of a hospital, like just this time actually 5:25. I think it was quite. We didn't want to make it too institutionalized, but it was like I think. I should have said this, but I think the meal time I think was at 5 or 6. It might be 5:30. So this sort of time of day you'd probably be serving out some food, and there weren't that many people around because It was a day hospital and a mixture of that and mixture of day hospital and it's an old coin there. Victorian, that's a Victorian penny. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can see that. Where did I get that in the light? You can see it. Coins are quite difficult to. You might be able to see it. It's a very old Victorian, but not very old. It's 1880 something, 6. It's copper. You know this is copper. You know, there's no steel-plated copper pennies then, and it's heavy. That's a heavy bit of penny there. Now, I suppose a penny then, back then, would have bought a lot. If you think about it, that's a heavy coin. Pure copper. So, and I found some other coins tidying up. Interesting doing a little tidy up. I'm sure, I mean, unless someone's got literally like a surgically clean place, you can always find something. Find the sulfur type of thing. The French coin there. This is 2 francs. This is 1914. That is a very interesting coin, actually. It's over 100 years old. That's silver. Nice coin. That is a very nice coin. Liberty, equality, fraternity. A very nice coin. I haven't got a good setup to show you this, but it's nice. Anyway, coffee is not right. Next time about food, go out and get that hot flash. I might have some money in my account. If I do, I'll get a beer. If I don't, no, I might still be able to get a beer if I'm out of mine's in town or whatever, but I doubt it. So it might not be a beer today. It might be, it might not be. I've got in my pot here, in terms of English money, I've got a whole fucking lot of euros. Use my French. Some stones, nice little stones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice stones. Right, well, I got 5, 10, a different 15. It's euros. 25 euros. 0 cents, 0 cents. So I got over 7 euros, and I only got 25 pence. 25 pence is all you start. This coin. Geordie, actually, if Geordie's there, he might be interested in some of these. 2002 penny. I found a book actually that tell me the value of these coins, or the sort of rough thing you can put them on eBay for. So a penny. This is mounted. This is a proof. I think it's a proof penny from 2002. So it's steel. Interesting the way the copper on this. I find it interesting. The copper has a different feel to it, the tone, than on the way that ages compared. I don't know. It's interesting comparing that to the actual copper. The steel, copper coated steel is more of a gold, it's more interesting in some ways. Other ways, it's just different. It's different. It's interesting. So it's 2002. 600 million, over 600 million were made. Uncirculated is 10p. Brilliant uncirculated £2. Proof £3. So he reckons that penny is like on eBay £3. So Geordie might give me a couple of quid for it. Do you hear that? You hear that? Oh, fuck. I don't want to be dropping it on the floor. That's not good. Right, that's that. Now listen to a copper coin. I'm not be able to find one now. These euros are coppers. It's an Irish euro. Listen. See, that sounds copper. No, I don't know actually. That might not be. Irish 2007. Interesting. That's a 5 cent. Might be copper because it's the same size. It's a 5 cent. It's the same size as a penny virtually. Interesting. Because back in the day, the euro was like 2 to the pound, and now it's the interesting. The valuable pennies are the proof ones are the 2014 and 15. They seem to be £6. I thought there was 1972 proof only is £6. What other ones? There are some valuable coins. Like look, they can become more valuable. Value is what someone will give you. You know what I mean? £20 coin. Oh yeah, this was the interesting thing. £20 coin. £20 silver coin. And it was a silver. And then the £50 coin is silver, but I swear there was some. Anyway, there's tons of stuff to this. You know, this is just a little book on them. This is asses on there, just pumping. The thing is, not so many when you think about it, is notes. The coins they've churned out millions of different coins every year. I mean, every year there's like 20 new coins, but notes they have to keep the same note for a long time when you think about it. Right, this was 1990. This particular one, 1999, up till when? So that's about 15 years, was it? This was 2011. So 12 years. And the new one came in. And then the next one, 1999. What's this? The next one is, yeah, I know them people. They're, don't know where they live, but I know them. Anyway, 20s. This is 20s. '50s. So there's not, you know what I'm saying? No, it's interesting. Number of coins. Proof sets. 2017 proof set, £145 value. Look at these proof sets. These are a lot of money. 2009 is because that was the year of the recession. I mean, you can get a proof set this year, probably would be valuable actually. You think about it, or maybe last. You know, people got no money to buy stuff. No, it's just, 2009, they must have not had many sold because that goes up to £160, £200 for 12 coins. 35,000 sets were sold in 2009. About the same number of sets sold in 2008. Just for 2008 doesn't include a special coin. It's worth well over £100 less. Proof coins are, of course, very different to the normal coins, but in general, they don't seem to be viewed as different types of coins, but rather as higher quality versions of the normal coins. Premium, that's with medallion, the process of definitive entertainment. Britannias, they're quite interesting. The Britannias, passes, these coins, and the silver and gold and stuff. I think. And the shoes, that's the Chinese stuff. I suppose there'll be a rat. There must be a rat coin out actually. Think about it. It might be interesting. Monkey. Morning money. Morning money this year. A few noted error coins are right. Oh, this is the page that you have to. This is the secret information on here. Don't think I'm going to reveal this. You got to buy this book to work this out because interesting stuff. £20p coins, different flour, £180, 2p, £300, 2p coin that you find in the change, I don't know what, for £300. I mean, that's... There's not many of them. You won't find them in your change really, so not anymore. But you got to be on the lookout for something different. It comes out in your change, whatever. Or stamps as well. I think stamps are interesting. I like colours. I like the colours. I bought this one. No, I thought I've got to get another one. I'll have to use this one. It's not kept it in very good condition. I'm not sure. For the colour. I didn't get it because of the colour. I just asked the denomination, but they're all different colours that they come out in. And it's the old head. I kept the same head for many, many years. Marking head. He made coin as well. And this one, this is not so nice. The colour, it's a lesser denomination. I like this greyish colour though. I might get a few of those. 50p coin. Boy up the road, I was saying you can pay for stuff with stamps. I'm going to buy a beer with a stamp. I don't see that happening. Somebody, he's not going to touch it. He might, I suppose he might, but I doubt it. You're having coffee all day today. Not that wise, but realize how hungry I was. I've eaten. I think you don't realize it. A lot going on. Get hungry and not realize it. Oh, snap. So I meant to have a plan actually to talk. I've talked about cars, but I was thinking before what was I going to talk about. It's going to be the taco topic. And cars is cars, you know what I mean? It's, diversion really. I mean, they're important. Means of transport is important, but a car is a car is a car in one way, and in another way it isn't. They're all different, and so. So I cleared up my spice now. I've got this clear. It's not clear because I've shoved stuff back to do some washing up and that, but it is clear. It's all good. And mm, 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 mm. I like the spice in it without the table, actually. I'm interested not in having a table in the kitchen because you've got the surfaces, got the food on the surfaces, really. Enough spice for people to eat. And the floor, even, isn't it? You know, it's good. The table in the hall is good. Mm. Yeah. Mm. The sleep here, guys. It makes me fall asleep, better food, you know. I used to watch the Grand Prix on a Sunday afternoon before it went on to Sky. I'd fall asleep without question. Halfway through, I'd fall asleep, and then I'd wake up and watch the end probably. The beginning and the end's like the interesting bit, and then sometimes interesting. And I'm looking at this car. It's interesting. You know, it's sort of it's a cross between a city and like a out of town car. This is different modes and stuff. Lots of beeping, but I should probably turn it. It's got a manual gear stick there. Toyota's like a I don't know how, you know, if Toyota was a something, how would which would it be? If Toyota were a sports brand, it would be something like Skechers, you know, that it's like not exactly down with the kids, you know what I mean? Oh, although they've got some fast stuff, you know, they got some, but it's not what you instantly think of like is desirable. They got their Lexus in there. Interesting. This magazine actually, it's not. They got things like this is like quite it's like mundane stuff, but it's interesting. You know, a car cover. Which one? I mean, if you go for a car cover, which way do you go? Can't get a review of that anyway. Well, here you can. This is Halford's rather. All seasons car cover medium. The range comprises 5 covers in sizes XS to X, making it easier to get exactly the right fit. We like the soft protective inner lining and find the breathability extremely good. The knot protection was much better than its test rivals, but that wasn't surprising given it was almost twice the weight of the last winner at 4.9 kilos. But the fit was good. Prices are higher, stepping up. What you pay for, I suppose. You even got drills. This is a bit sexist, really. That's like, oh, men and the drill cars and drills. To be honest, I did do a little bit of hand drilling today, but that was about 5 minutes in the last 5 months or more. Panasonic. Yeah, maybe that it can be stuck into like a system. Smart stuff. Oh, hand fucking drill. Panasonic smart drill. Smooth brushless motor. £221 for a little drill. Jesus. Cheap as it? Didn't read it. Torque. Only quite was these with grip tests. Hammer action. Oh, it's the only one here not to feature hammer action on other mission. You're following the slate pig. I don't think catching this on camera. I like this light actually. This is giving mark because I having bad hair day all the time, but this is nicely shine a bit. It's sort of it's not so bad though. The what's it? It's a bit. They're going about the good side. So to take the photo, if you have a good side or a bad side, I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I'm not exactly sure what's my good side or bad side. I think this is my good side actually. It's that's showing. So well, good in quotes. Rough, tough, and ready. Look at these motors. Rough, tough, and ready. Yeah, I always think when you choose something, it doesn't always work. You can revise stuff, but just go for the fast track. Which you like feel bang, oh right that, and then that's probably the one that you really like. Don't do 20 out and another 10 minutes just thinking, oh, but could it be that? Could it be that and that and that? I've just got to look at this now. Jeep is weird, right? That Mazda is weird. I think that Nissan. Maybe the Jeep in a different colour actually would be interesting. But what I'm looking at, I always look at this on the motor. It's a quarter light, and it doesn't. It very rarely works. And well, no, quarter lights can work in the front. So yeah, the Jeep has done it quite interestingly there in a way. But the quarter light, this in the Mazda here. I don't know how this magazine has got half a page missing, by the way. There's people in my house and that. I don't know if I've done it or it's ripped, but anyway. There's a quarter light there, which I don't know, I find that a bit suspect. And here, this one they've dealt. There's only 3 windows at the side. This is quite a mature product. I'd put that as well, and mature in quotes, like because that Nissan have been doing 4-wheel drive for a long time. They've been doing that a long, long time. I remember back in the day, about 10 odd years ago, there was an X-Trail. It was like a big 4-wheel drive. I always thought that was an interesting motor. Whether they move out of Sunderland, I doubt they will. Yeah, you never know. You're not going to be a big shakedown in the car industry. So this is cash car 1.6 DCI. I don't know, you might be able to get petrol. Prices from 4,700. This is second hand then. The compact SUV class has arguably reached its boiling point with almost every. Yeah, this is the thing with the car industry. That this was like quite niche, and then it becomes mega like in America, and now no one probably want this. They're too heavy to, they can't afford to run one of these, so there'll be a crash in this price. You can see that. Qashqai 2013 to present. There we go. So there's quite a few of them around if you want second hand. Qashqai, this is 1.60 SAG, Center Premium 4.4, 1.6 litre 4-cylinder diesel, 128 horsepower, only 129 grams per kilometre of CO2. Wow. Insurance wide, comfortable, affordable, popularity makes finding the right car easy. Comfort, coloured ambient lighting on the Qashqai center console and gloss black trim give interior an upmarket feel. Mazda CX-5 going diesel, 2.2 diesel, 150. Sharp handling, efficient and torquey diesel engine, plenty of storage space. Prices from 5,300. Practicality, interior is simple and well made, but its infotainment screen isn't quite as good as the Qashqai's. It's not a big deal to me. Mazda Jeep Renegade 2 litre multi-jet limited. Fiat owned Jeep, by the way, guys. I think 2015. Prices from 6,500, 2015 to present, so it's a newer car. Engine 2 litre 4-cylinder diesel. 100. I thought I was going to start spilling that up. That's what I tucked my Arsenal shots, fucking slurping. Let's see this Jeep. Have a look at that inside. Oh, this is bust. This is sort of a Fiat bust. I don't know if it's American or Italian design. It's what they're saying. The excellent off-road ability. That's something. I mean, we're not even considered that. They're not even mentioned that with the other ones. Considering they're meant to be like 4-wheel drive, I think. Rugged looks, reasonably practical, decent equipment. Renegade. Interesting car. I'm not sure about the interior. Prices from 6,500. Get a good quality one of them. That hasn't been abused. So excellent off-road ability, rugged looks, reasonably practical, decent equipment, utility. The Jeep's dashboard features tough plastics and chunky switches that are easy to operate on the move. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's important actually. A steering wheel is, I mean, that's your contact with the car the whole time, unless it's going to be future, isn't it? But steering wheels are very important, really. On there is quite an interesting, see that. There's quite an interesting steering wheel there. The other one's Mazda's okay, but it's all a bit similar. That's quite similar actually. The Nissan's is a bit weird. Mazda's alright, but it's tricky, isn't it? Renegade. So that's a used compact SUV triple test. So Nissan, I mean, you can always change a steering wheel, I suppose, if you're that concerned about it. And Nissan, I think the Nissan is probably the best car there, if I'm being honest. Emissions are similar to the 138 horsepower. This is 128. 2013. It's slightly more modern than the Jeep Insurance Group. It's not higher. Official economy 57. 55. I'm trying to sleep again, guys, and still with my mug in my hand. Oh, that was on the screen. Right. That Nissan, there's something about that car. It's a big mother car. I like the front end on that is nice. It's like the lights and sort of is it 4-wheel drive, comfortable, affordable. Popularity makes finding the right car easy. You pick one of them up. I mean, £5,000 for that. It's a lot, actually. Well, no, it's not that old, is it? 2013. They're less than 10-year-old. So for a second hand, from the back. Oh, that makes all the difference. Actually, look at the back, guys. The Jeep from the back is just like a bit. Well, this one has got a nice looking back. See how they've done that quarter light in there. The quarter light there. It's like it's messy. It messes up the window. This one, nice. That's a good motor that this end, you know that. It's got a flat floor at the back. Got this. This is a touring car when you think about it. For a cheap, not cheap. It's not cheap, but you can get that sort of money together. Neat inside. Later models might have a space in the rear seats is a little tight, and its boot is smaller than the Mazda. I can see that. See that, guys? It's good how they. Hello. Hi. Hello.
Did you just say what?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry about last night. That bloke gets right up mine across his skin.
Don't worry.
It's so rude.
Don't worry. I needed to go and sleep anyway. That's alright.
Hey?
I needed to go back and sleep anyway. I was alright.
Oh no, what it was because we didn't know if you wanted to pop around tonight because we was going to watch it last night. We were going to watch that film of you that was on TV.
Which film?
You know the ghost film that was on in the background?
Number 3 or something. Was it number 3 or what? Yeah.
Yes, it is. We didn't know if in half hour you wanted to pop up and watch it with us.
Oh, I don't know, because it was like on, wasn't it already? I don't know. I might come over, but what was I gonna say?
There's other films.
Yeah.
So you can watch a film and just chill and
Yeah, I wanted to go into town and get a beer, but I don't know if I've got any money. Have you got any money at all? No, I don't know. I might have money in my account or tenner, I don't know, but I don't know where my card is even. So, but that's going to take a bit of a while, isn't it? All right, I'll call you back.
Come up in like half hour or so.
All right, I'll come here probably. All right.
Take your time, do what you got to do first, and then pop up.
All right, see you. Bye. I don't know if I'll be watching film. I might just come up for a chat and I don't know.
All right, come up for a chat then.
All right, bye.
All right.
All right, guys. I'm going to end it there. I'll show you it's clever how they do this. You know, they do notice these little things. This review that is a little bit less legroom than that one. You know, but the flat floor is interesting. That one. You know, sometimes it does help. I think with a flat floor, and you can nicely turn that into a. You can sit on that. That's the thing. When you sit on that, it's uncomfortable on that one. The flat floor is that's a I think a Range Rover thing. I think they had that. I don't know. It's like a bit fake, that one actually, because this one seems cash guy, consistent, affordability. They give it 4.5 stars, CXY 4.5, and Renegade 4. Also. And that cash guy came second. If I remember that. Easiest car here over long distances. Well, that's good. That's interesting. Early cars cost less than 5k. 7 is enough for a more design such as the 1.5 DCI, which is better and cheaper than this 1.6. I don't know if you can get petrol of these, I'm not sure. That'd be interesting. They're big though, they're fucking big cars. Mazda's. It's a big car. It's like, oh, that's a serious car that you get that. It's a serious car, that car. Second-hand car is interesting. Qashqai. I thought they were smaller than that, a Qashqai. I think they brought out Qashqai Mini or something. This is big. I swear that's big. How they get that fuel cycle out of it, I don't know. 129 grams a kilometre. Always the interior with these sort of Japanese design cars are a little bit, but you can probably get used to it. You can see that steering wheel there, guys. Look at that. Alright, guys, let's smart little car review over and see what's happening now. See if I can get a beer or have a little walk, and there we go. Have a good day. Bye bye.